The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hello my dear children. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful. So my dear children, always be happy and love what you do, then definitely you will be successful. To achieve success in our life, we have to put lots of effort. We have to sacrifice many things, isn't it? So if we love all those hard works and sacrifice with love, if we are doing it, definitely we will be successful. Okay, so without happiness, success is not possible in our life. So be happy always and have a mind to put effort to achieve success in your life, and always love what you do, whether it is studying or whatever work you involved. Love what you do, then definitely you will be successful. So welcome back to the biology class. In the previous class we have discussed many concepts regarding skeleton and etc. Hope you all have thoroughly learned all those concepts, and today we are moving on to a new topic, locomotion without skeleton. So locomotion is a common feature in organisms, isn't it? When we observe the nature, we can see every organism, they move from one place to another place. Different modes of movement we can see among the organisms. See, this movement is possible only with the help of skeleton in animals, isn't it? But there are some organisms, they can move even without skeleton. So here we are going to discuss the organisms which can move without skeleton, and in this chapter we will be studying about the Paramecium, Euglena and earthworm. Paramecium, Euglena and earthworm. You all know that they are not vertebrates, they do not have skeleton, but even without skeleton they can move. Okay, so they have their own special means for movement. They have their own special features that help them to move from one place to another place. So let us see what are that special features present in them. Okay, so first we will discuss Paramecium. So this is Paramecium. This is an aquatic organism, and the locomotory structure in Paramecium is cilia. So these are cilia. Cilia are short hair-like structures. So these cilia are short protein filaments, and they can move rhythmically. So their rhythmic movement, the rhythmic movement of cilia help the Paramecium to move forward in water. So the locomotory structure in Paramecium is cilia. Cilia are short protein filaments. Okay, then the next one is Euglena. This is Euglena, and the locomotory structures of Euglena are flagellum, and flagellum are long whip-like protein filaments. You know what is the whip? നമ്മൾ ചാട്ടവാറെന്നൊക്കെ പറയില്ലേ, അതുപോലെയുള്ള ഒരു സ്ട്രക്ചറാണ് ഫ്ലജല്ലം. and this euglena can move the flagellum very fast, and with that force the euglena move forward. So, the locomotory structure in euglena is flagellum. And next we will move on to the earthworm. You all have seen earthworm, isn't it? And you would have noticed how they are moving. They move very slowly and they have a special kind of movement. Okay, so let us see what what are the special structures help the earthworm to move forward. So, earthworm's body consists of two types of muscles, circular muscles and longitudinal muscles. The rhythmic contraction and relaxation of these muscles enable the earthworm to move forward. And apart from these muscles, the circular muscles and longitudinal muscles, the earthworms have a special feature known as setae, which is projecting out from the body. And this is like a brush, and this setae also help the earthworm to move forward. Okay, you can see here setae. So, this is setae which is projecting out from the body surface. Okay, so the circular and longitudinal muscles, along with that the setae also help the earthworm to move forward. Okay, so in paramecium the locomotory structure is cilia, in euglena it is flagellum, and in earthworm the circular muscles, longitudinal muscles and setae help to move forward. So, even without skeleton also they can move. Okay, understood. So, shall we move on to the next topic? Okay, next topic is movement and locomotion. So, locomotory structures, they help in locomotion. So, have you ever thought what is the difference between movement and locomotion? What is movement? Movement is the displacement of any part of the body. So, this is a movement, the displacement of my hands. I move my hands like this, isn't it? This is a movement. Understood? So, the displacement of hand from this side to this side, this is a movement. Any part of the body, the displacement of any part of the body is known as movement. So, what is locomotion? The displacement of the entire body is known as locomotion, which means the movement of the entire body is known as locomotion. Like this, if I move like this, this is locomotion. The movement of an organism from one place to another place is known as locomotion. Hope you have understood the difference between movement and locomotion. Okay. Have you heard about migration? In your lower classes, you have learned about migration, right? So, what is migration? Organisms move from one place to another place in search of food, water, or for breeding purpose, or for protecting themselves from extreme climatic conditions, isn't it? So, this is known as migration. So, migration is also a type of locomotion. So, here we are going to discuss three migratory organisms. So, migration is also a locomotion, isn't it? And these organisms have their own specialities. Okay. So, let us discuss or let us study about the migratory organisms like Arctic tern, monarch butterfly and humpback whale. Okay, you would have heard about Arctic tern because it is the bird or it is the migratory bird which can fly longest distance. So, this Arctic tern is known as a gulliver. You know what is a gulliver? A gulliver is a person or something or an organism who travels great distance or lots of places for their own enjoyment, not for any other purpose, only for their enjoyment. They want to enjoy the places, or they want to enjoy the travel. Only for that purpose they travel from one place to another place. Such people are known as gulливants. So Arctic tern is also a gulливant, and who travels to and fro from the North Pole to South Pole. From North Pole to South Pole, to and fro, and South Pole to North Pole. More than 50,000 kilometers it travels every year. So it is a special organism, isn't it? So that is a locomotion, and it is also a migration. Okay, so this small bird is Arctic tern. Now we will move on to monarch butterfly. This is monarch butterfly. It is very beautiful, isn't it? So monarch butterfly is a short-lived organism, and its life is dedicated to migration. It is a famous North American butterfly. It is unique and amazing phenomenon because it is specially known to move two-way migration as the birds do. Two-way migration as the birds do. അതായത് ബേർഡ്സ് ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ അവിടെ പല ക്രെയിൻസ്, കൊക്കുകളൊക്കെ വരും, ദേശാടന പക്ഷികൾ വരും അല്ലേ, മൈഗ്രേറ്ററി ബേർഡ്സ് വരും. അവർ ഒരു പർട്ടിക്കുലർ സീസൺ കഴിയുമ്പോൾ ദേ വിൽ ട്രാവൽ ബാക്ക് ടു ദെയർ ഓൺ പ്ലേസസ്, ഇസ്ന്റ് ഇറ്റ്? സോ വി ക്യാൻ സീ സച്ച് ഫിനോമിനൻ only in birds, but we can see this in the monarch butterfly. That is why it is an insect, isn't it? It's a unique and amazing phenomenon. It can travel back to its own place. That is two-way migration. Understood? So it is a famous North American butterfly, and it's like very short-lived organism, and its life is dedicated to migration. And the third one is the humpback whale. It's a giant whale that travels more than 5,000 kilometers for food and breeding purpose. Okay, so the humpback whales are living in majority of the oceans. In most of the oceans we can see the humpback whales, and they travels a long distance for food and also for breeding purpose. Okay, and in the humpback whales which is seen in the Pacific Oceans, they move from, or they travel from Alaska to Hawaii. So that much distance they travel for food and breeding purpose. Okay, so you can collect more information about such migratory organisms and their specialities. Okay, so collect it and make an album or make a record that will be useful in your future life. Okay, so that's all about movement and locomotion. So now we have the movement and locomotion and in organisms and in human beings, how we move, what is the importance of skeletal system and muscular system in bringing out the movements in human beings. Everything is over. Hope you all have understood all those concepts. Now we are moving on to the next topic, that is the movement in plants. Okay, so what do you think? Do plants move? Have you ever observed movements in plants? I know your answer will be yes, isn't it? Because you have seen the leaves, the branches, isn't it? The branches of plants and the leaves of plants move, isn't it? So that is also a type of movements. But the plants cannot move from one place to another place like the animals, isn't it? Because they are fixed on the ground. But plants also exhibit certain movements, and which are only the responses to certain stimuli. Okay, so the plant movements are only the responses to certain stimuli. You know what is a stimulus? A stimulus is a situation or a circumstance that creates a response in an organism, isn't it? And here the stimuli, there are various stimuli which influence or which creates a response in plants. And these responses are the certain or the different movements in plants. So, the important stimuli that influence or that create movements in plants are light, gravity, water, touch and chemicals. Got it? Light, gravity, water, touch and chemicals. So, these are the certain stimuli which creates responses in plants or which influence the plant movements. Okay. So, let us discuss the plant movements or according to the stimulus there are different types of plant movements and they are phototropism, geotropism, hydrotropism, chemotropism and haptotropism. Okay. And I told you the stimuli that influence the plant movements, isn't it? So, the plants move always, usually the plants move according to the direction of the stimulus. Okay. So, if the direction of the plant movement is according to the or towards the direction of the stimulus, such type of plant movements are known as tropic movements. See, we can divide the movements in plant movements into two, tropic movements and nastic movements. Okay. Tropic movements are the plant movements which will be towards the direction of the stimulus. That is, the plant movement, the direction of, in this case, the direction of the plant movements will be according to the or towards the direction of the stimulus. Such type of plant movements are known as tropic movements. If the direction of the plant movement is not towards or according to the direction of the stimulus, it is known as nastic movement. Understood? Tropic movements and nastic movements. Okay. So, first we will discuss tropic movements. So, in this chapter we will study 5 tropic movements and they are phototropism, hydrotropism, geotropism, chemotropism and haptotropism. So, let us study one by one. So, children, phototropism is the plant's response to sunlight. Okay. So, you know that the stem always move towards the sunlight and the plants moves or grows against the direction of the sunlight. Okay. The stem shows positive tropism, which means it towards the direction of the stimulus, and the root shows negative phototropism, it grows against the direction of the stimulus, that is sunlight. Okay. So, phototropism means here the stimulus is sunlight and when the sunlight influences the plant movement, it is known as phototropism. And just now you watched, isn't it? The stem always grows towards sunlight and the root always grows against the sunlight. So, here the sunlight is the stimulus. Okay. So, the stem it grows towards the direction of the sunlight. So, it shows a positive tropic movement and the root it grows against the direction of the stimulus. So, it shows a negative tropic movement. Okay. So, when sunlight influences the plant movement, it is known as phototropism and the stem grows towards the sunlight and the root grows against the sunlight. Okay. So, we will move on to the next one. So the next the next topic movement we are going to discuss is geotropism. So when the gravity influences the plant movement, it is known as geotropism. Okay, so I will show you the video. In that video you can see the stem always moves or grows against the direction of gravity, and the roots grow towards the direction of gravity. Okay, here the stimulus is gravity. So stem grows against gravity and the roots grow towards gravity. So stem shows negative geotropic movement and root shows positive geotropic movement as it moves towards or it grows towards the direction of gravity. Hope you have understood. Let us watch the video. So here you can see the stem. It grows against the direction of gravity, and the root grows towards the direction of gravity. So it shows positive tropism. So the root shows positive geotropism and the stem shows negative geotropism as it grows against the direction of gravity. Hope you have understood. Next we are going to discuss the hydrotropism. Here the stimulus is water. When water influences the plant movement, it is known as hydrotropism. Okay, so you can understand, if you think you can understand which plant part shows positive hydrotropism and which plant part shows negative hydrotropism. Okay, so which plant part shows positive hydrotropism? Definitely the roots, because roots always grow towards the direction of whatever. Where is water available, definitely the roots grow towards the water. So the roots always show a positive hydrotropism. It grows towards the stimulus, that is water. And what about the stem? It grows against the direction of water, isn't it? So it shows a negative hydrotropism. The stem grows against the stimulus, that is water, so that it shows negative hydrotropism. Okay, so let us watch the video. Here the roots, it grows towards the water and the roots absorb water and it shows a positive hydrotropism. And what about the stem? Definitely the stem grows against the stimulus, that is water, so it shows negative hydrotropism. Okay. Hope you have understood. The next one is, the next stimulus is touch. When touch influences the plant movement, it is known as haptotropism. And usually haptotropism is seen in climbers and creepers. You know, climbers and creepers, they have a very weak stem, slender stem, so they always need a support, isn't it? Creepers, when they touch their stem touch the ground, they will creep over the stem, over the ground. And in the case of climbers, they need a support to grow, isn't it? So when we provide a support, the climbers will curl over the support and they grow upwards. Okay, so here the touch influence, when the plant touched the support, it started to grow upwards. So such type of plant movement is known as haptotropism. And the last one is chemotropism. And chemotropism, we can see chemotropism in certain plants, like that is, you know that after pollination in plants, the pollen tube grow towards the ovary, isn't it? So why it grows towards the ovary, or how the pollen tube grows towards the ovary? What influences the growth of pollen tube here? The chemicals, certain chemicals produced in the ovary that influences the pollen tube. That is why the pollen tube grows towards the ovary. So here the chemicals influence the plant movement. So it is known as chemotropism. And in all the plants, you know that chemicals means the nutrients what we are providing, or what the nutrients present in the soil. Always the roots also grow towards wherever the manure or the nutrients are available, the roots grow towards that, isn't it? And the water soluble or the chemicals which dissolves in the water only, they are absorbing. So the roots also grows towards the chemicals or nutrients, and the stem grows against that. Okay, so these are the tropic movements: phototropism, geotropism, hydrotropism, then haptotropism and chemotropism. So these are the tropic movements we are learning in this chapter. Next we will discuss the nastic movements. So in the case of nastic movements, the plant movement is against the direction of the stimulus, or we can say that here the stimulus does not influence the plant movement. Such type of plant movements are known as nastic movements, and we can see the nastic movements in the touch-me-not plant, then the insectivorous plants like Venus flytrap, and in some flowers, flowers like morning glory, crocus, etc. നമ്മൾ 4 മണിപ്പൂവ് 10 മണിപ്പൂവ് ഒക്കെ പറയില്ലേ, സാധാരണ നല്ല സൂര്യപ്രകാശം വരുമ്പോൾ അത് വിരിയും, ടെമ്പറേച്ചർ കുറയുമ്പോൾ അത് ക്ലോസ് ആവും ഇല്ലേ. അപ്പോൾ ഇതൊക്കെയാണ് ലാസ്റ്റിക് മൂവ്മെൻറ്റ്സിന് എക്സാമ്പിൾ. അപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ ഒന്നും ദ സ്റ്റിമുലസ്, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ടച്ച് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ടെമ്പറേച്ചറൊക്കെയാണ് സ്റ്റിമുലസ് വരിക. സോ ദേ ഡു നോട്ട് ഹാവ് much influence in the plant movement. Okay, that is why they are known as nastic movements. Okay, so let us see the nastic movements. So here you can see when we touch, immediately the leaves will droop. So this is an example for nastic movement. So this touch-me-not plant, we can see the nastic movement in the touch-me-not plant or mimosa. So this is mimosa and this is Venus flytrap, and this is morning glory, and this is crocus. A mistake is there. So you can see here before touch and after touch what happens also you can see in the touch-me-not plant. See, after touch the leaves droop. Okay, and this is Venus flytrap. When the insect touch or stick on the Venus flytrap, it immediately closes. Okay, this is also an example for nastic movement. And this is morning glory. You can see the flowers which is completely open, and in the evening it droops. So here the light influences, and this is the temperature, high temperature, the crocus plant, it opens wide, then when the low temperature it droops. These are some of the examples of nastic movement, and you can find out more examples of nastic movements also. Okay, so now the chapter is over. Okay, hope you all have understood all the concepts we have discussed in this chapter. Okay, so in this chapter many things we have discussed, how the skeletal system, how the combined action of skeletal system and muscular system help us to move from one place to another place, isn't it? And the same manner in the other organisms, how they move without skeleton, how they move, and the movements in plants, many things we have discussed. Okay, so study the chapter thoroughly and watch all the videos, and if you have any doubt you can call me and clear your doubts, and write all the indicators and tables also, many tables are also given in this textbook, isn't it? And write all all those things in the file. Skeleton, number of bones, അതൊക്കെ ടേബിൾ ഉണ്ട്, അതൊക്കെ ഫയലിലേക്ക് എഴുതണം. അതേപോലെ തന്നെ ലെറ്റസ് അസസ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ഓൾസോ യു ഹാവ് ടു കോപ്പി ഇൻ ടു ദി ഫയൽ. Okay, so hope you all have understood all the concepts in this chapter. So study well, definitely you will be having exams. Okay, and hope you all are waking up early and you all are doing your work systematically. Okay, and in the previous class I have told you about the importance of having breakfast on time. So hope you all are taking your breakfast on time. Similarly the lunch and dinner also, and you have to eat your stomach full because you are growing children, isn't it? You need lots of energy, so you get the energy from the food that you eat, isn't it? So include fruits also in your diet, and drink plenty of water. Okay, all these are good for your health. So with this I am winding up the session. See you in the next class. Until then, this is your Maya teacher signing off.